Good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Total Body Strength. Jazzy here, program manager with Exos at Autodesk, and we're going to do a full body workout. So today we do need a set of dumbbells. I always do recommend two, just so we can have a heavier and a lighter one. And we are going to do 3 rounds of this workout. We're going to do 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest / transition time. And I'm just going to go ahead real quick, get into the demos. We'll warm up and we'll get right into it. So we are going to be on the ground, on our backs the whole time. So if you want to grab a mat, feel free to grab a mat. You don't have to. I'm just going to move the camera down just a little bit here for us. So we're going to be on our back the whole time. We're going to grab our dumbbells here. So first movement, we have floor presses. So it's basically a bench press, but we're just from the ground. So we're going to have our elbows nice and tight, bringing those hands all the way up above the shoulders and back down. So the dumbbells are starting at the bottom of the ribs, pushing up until they're straight above our arms and then back down. So that's our first movement. So we're going to get a little bit chest there. And then movement 2, we're going to have our dumbbells straight above our head. And we're going to do some skull crushers. And this is going to work the backs of our arms. It's going to work our triceps. So we're going to have our dumbbells here. You can either have them touching or not. It's harder if they're not touching. So definitely encourage y'all to do that. We're going to keep a bend in our elbows. We're going to bring our hands towards our head. And then exhale and explode back up. So if you pretend like you have a plane of glass at the back of your arms, you're going to break that glass as you bring those arms forward. So that's our second movement. And then third movement here, we're going to do some overhead pulls. And this is going to work on our back. So we're going to keep our core nice and tight. We're going to bring the dumbbells all the way overhead until we're almost touching the ground. Then we're going to exhale. We're going to pull those dumbbells back towards that starting position. So we're coming down, keeping that core tight so the back is not arching, and then pulling with our back, coming back up. So that's our third movement. And then next thing we're going to do single leg glute bridges. So we're going to do all on one leg and then all on the other leg. So you can place your dumbbells on your hips if you'd like, and choosing whichever foot you'd like to use first. And then you can either have your other leg all the way out in front, you can have it kind of hanging out here, or you can cross your legs. Whatever feels the most comfortable. We're going to drive through that heel, push the hips up and back down. So really driving through our heel, feeling that in the glutes. And then, like I said, we're going to do all on one leg and then all on the other leg. So dumbbells are optional in that one. You don't have to put them on your hips, but if you'd like to, feel free. And then finally, we're going to end with some glute bridge marches, which y'all know are one of my favorites. So we're going to keep that core engaged, push those hips up towards the ceiling, and one knee at a time coming up. So drive one heel into the ground, other knee comes back up, and switching sides. So that's going to be our whole workout for today. So we're going to go ahead and get started a little bit with a quick warm up. So we're going to go ahead and flip over onto our hands and knees here to warm up. And we're going to start off with some quadruped rocks here. So on the hands and knees can be a little bit wider than hip width. We want our toes directly behind the hips. So that's what's going to get our hips nice and open. We're bringing our belly button into our spine. We're going to inhale, rock back. And exhale, squeeze the glutes, come back up. So we're going to do that a few times here. So bringing those knees as wide as we need to. We're going at our own pace. You can hold at the bottom as long as you need to. And wherever we're at, let's go ahead and do one more rock back and forward. Awesome. All right, when we're finished with that last one, we're going to go ahead and do some rotations here. So we're going to take one hand, we're going to inhale, reach through in between the opposite arm, opposite leg. Watch that hand. And then we're going to exhale, opening up towards the ceiling, looking at our hand the whole time. And we're going to inhale, we're going to reach through. We're going to try and reach a little further this time. And exhale, open up. And we're going to do one more, reaching through. And exhaling, opening up. Now we can go ahead and bring that hand back up underneath our shoulder. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So opposite hand, inhale, reach through. Exhale, opening up. And 2 more, reaching through. And exhaling, opening up. And last one, reaching through. And exhaling, opening up. Now we can go ahead and bring that hand back up underneath our shoulder. We are ready to rock and roll. So getting ready, grab those dumbbells. Gonna be on the back the whole time. I'm gonna get a timer going here. 3, 2, 1. So we're starting with our floor presses. We're on our backs. We got our dumbbells here. And our elbows are as close as we can get them to our body here. Coming all the way up, straight above our shoulders and back down. So we want it to kind of be like a scooping motion here. We really want to use that chest. So hands start low and end high. It does help if we exhale as we come up. So that definitely helps when we get our breathing down. That helps us work the muscle a little bit better, especially as we get tired. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up we have our skull crushers. We're gonna have both our hands above our shoulders. We're bringing our hands towards our forehead, hence the name skull crusher. 3, 2, 1. So you can either have your dumbbells, again, touching or not touching. If you need to, have them touch for this first round, but I don't want them touching for the rest of the rounds because that means we can work each arm on its own, which I think we all know. I love my single arm, single leg movements. It does help even out imbalances. So for me personally, with my triceps, I played softball for a very long time. So my right tricep is very much so developed. My left, not as strong. So doing it this way helps me work on each arm one at a time. 3, 2, 1. I guess not one at a time, but I think y'all catch my drift. All right, next up we have the pullover. So again, starting in that same position, but we're bringing the arms all the way overhead. Squeeze those armpits, coming back up. 3, 2, 1. So this one, you can also, again, have your dumbbells together or separate. It is more challenging when they're separate. If our dumbbells are gonna touch, we want them to just gently tap on the ground. Exhale, come back up. If 2 is a little bit challenging, you can always drop it down to 1. I think I was a little ambitious this morning with only grabbing 1 set of dumbbells. That's okay. We got this. We're doing awesome. Oh goodness, my headphones keep falling out. I'm sorry. Sorry for the audio delay. There we go. Okay, we're back in business. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up, single leg glute bridges. So you can start off with whichever leg you'd like. Dumbbells can either be on the hips or not. 3, 2, 1. So one leg can either be straight up, hovering over the ground, or crossed on the leg. Dumbbells can either be on the hips or not. We want to keep that butt to belly button so our core is tight, our back is flat. We just want to use our glutes to push up towards the ceiling. So if you're not sure if you're really using your glutes, make sure you really drive that heel. You can place your hand over that glute, make sure it is activated. And making sure too our foot placement is good. So if her foot is too far out, we're gonna feel it in the hamstrings. Too far in, you're gonna feel it in the quads. 3, 2, 1. We gotta find that Goldilocks position of the feet here. And then we're gonna go ahead and get ready for the other leg. 3, 2, 1. So finding the foot position that works best for you. With your foot that you aren't using. I like to cross my legs because I feel like I can manage the movement a little bit better, but it might not feel the same for you. So finding what works for you, keeping that core locked and loaded. So if we act like we exhale through that straw, bring each side of your six pack together and then hold it in there. Great job. I know these can be a little bit more challenging. 3, 2, 1. All right, there goes my headphone again. All right, we're gonna march. We're doing our glute bridge marches, and then we're back at the top. 3, 2, 1. So feet hip width apart. Find that good distance. Still got to find the Goldilocks here. Exhale as we drive the opposite knee up. Really driving the opposite heel into the ground. And we're alternating here. Don't have to speed through. Y'all know my motto. We got to slow it down, slow it down. Make sure we're feeling the movement. We're using the proper muscles. We're working out. We are moving with intent. It's really easy just to throw those legs up and really not work anything. We want to feel it in the glutes and in our core. 3, 2, 1. All right, round 1 is done. 2 more to go. Starting off with our floor presses. Grabbing our dumbbells here. 3, 2, 1. Starting at the bottom of the ribs, ending with the hands above our shoulders. So today I did choose a little bit of a lighter workout for us in terms of we are not doing crazy cardio things. We're not throwing weights around today. We're moving nice and slow. We're on the ground. You know, I know it's hot. It's hot outside. And if we get too much work in, I don't want any of us to be dehydrated or any of that. So if you need to take a rest and grab water, please do so. Make sure we are hydrating before and after each workout. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have skull crushers. So we're working the backs of the arms next. Getting those nice and strong. 3, 2, 1. So if you had your dumbbells touching last time, let's do at least a few of them without the dumbbells touching here. Keep that low back on the ground here. Core is engaged. Break that glass. Ooh, my arms are feeling it already. My arms are shaking. Oh, man. Okay. Sometimes you got to listen to your body, folks. I say it all the time. Today maybe was probably better off as a rest day for me, but that's okay. We do need to be mindful of that too. As it's hot, we probably aren't sleeping as well. 3, 2, 1. And when we aren't sleeping, that means we're not recovering properly. So if we're not sleeping so hot, maybe take a rest day today or tomorrow or this weekend. 3, 2, 1. So we have our pullovers here. So starting out, gently tapping the ground, only going as far down as we can with the dumbbell without our low back arching. So if that low back is starting to arch as you're reaching your arms above head, that means we need to work a little bit on that overhead mobility. So if you're starting to notice that issue, definitely let me know. I'm more than happy to work with you a little bit deeper within that to work on some of those issues and mobility limitations here that we might have. It's pretty common, especially when we're working at the desk all day. So definitely keep an eye out for that. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right, next up, single leg glute bridges. You can either place your dumbbells on your hips or not use them at all. Whatever feels good for you today. 3, 2, 1. So we still want that core engaged. So exhale through that straw. coming up. You can also, if you don't have any weight, you can always hug your knee as well on the other leg, again, if that feels comfortable. So I would definitely play around with some foot positions here. I do sometimes like that cross leg like I am right now a little bit better because it does kind of add some weight in there a little bit maybe. But for me, it just feels a little bit more comfortable for the hip, especially for my right hip. So again, whatever feels comfortable, but we're driving through that heel, we're feeling it in our glutes, keeping that core engaged. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're doing the same thing on the other leg. And then we're gonna march, and then we got one more time through. All right, 3, 2, 1. So on the topic of staying hydrated, because it's hot outside, it's really important to make sure you're drinking enough water before, during, and after your workouts, as well as throughout the whole day. So recommended amount is going to be half to a full of your body weight in ounces. So like if you weigh 100 pounds, then you want to drink 50 to 100 ounces of water. So being mindful of that, it's also important. We got to replace our electrolytes. So when we sweat a lot, we're sweating out our salts, our sodium, our potassium, magnesium, all of that. So really being mindful of making sure we're eating enough salt. 3, 2, 1. So like salt, or even like a Gatorade drink, or like Gatorade Zero, Powerade Zero, all of that's really good. For when it's really hot and you're sweating a lot. So just keep an eye out for that. 3, 2, 1. We don't want to be dehydrated. It's really important too to notice, like if you're feeling really fatigued, which is very common with the heat, but sometimes it's happening because we don't have enough sodium. So just be mindful. If you have any questions about that, please reach out. We're more than happy to help you kind of figure out your hydration needs. Also some foods like fruits and vegetables will have a lot of water content, like watermelon, celery, cucumbers. Really good idea to kind of eat those vegetables too when it's really hot like this. Great job. We're marching away here. 3, 2, 1. All right, 2 down, 1 to go. Starting off with our floor presses. We're getting those dumbbells ready. Last round here. Finish strong. 3, 2, 1. This is definitely not a lot of movements that we do in this class. So we really do want to make sure we're feeling this properly. This one we really do want to feel in that chest. So as we're here, so starting with that dumbbell by the ribs, you should feel your chest activating right here. And then as you push up your chest, that's all your chest movement here. So that's really where we want to feel it, right here on that chest. Great job, y'all. I know this is tough. My arms are tired too, but we got this. 3, 2, 1. All right, check those off the list. We're done with those for today. Love that. Checking them off one at a time. We got skull crushers. I don't know if I keep scooting towards the edge of the mat here. 3, 2, 1. Down and back up. So doing our dumbbells separately if we can. I would if I grabbed lighter dumbbells. My arms are shaking. Another, thing to point out too, if you are, if your house has not cooled down, I mean, I'm one of those people. My apartment today was the coolest it's been at a nice 75 degrees. But if you come into the office, you can come get a workout in here at the gym, get some nice AC, all of that. So definitely try that out this week. 3, 2, 1. I know we are not open tomorrow since tomorrow is Friday, but I might be in here to teach class because it's a little toasty at home. All right, we got our overhead pulls here. 3, 2, 1. So Going as low as we can without losing our forearms. We want our back nice and flat, our core is engaged. If you get the dumbbell here and your back is starting to arch off the mat, come right back up. So there's no need to force our body through a range of motion that we're not at yet. So just kind of shorten that range of motion if we need to. And then, like I said, let me know if you're struggling with that. I got you. Don't you worry. Great job. Now this one's a little bit tougher. Sometimes it's really easy to feel it in your tricep. So squeeze through that armpit. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're done with that for the day. Upper body's done. We got it. We did great. We got our glute bridges. We got our 3 forms here. 3, 2, 1. Single leg first. Again, finding that good foot position, driving through the heel. We want to keep that butt tucked, so butt to belly button. That's going to keep that glute engaged the whole time. So I like to do that. So that way when I come back down, I'm not letting my glutes fall. So I'm not going all the way down and losing my form. I'm keeping my form the whole time. That way I have constant tension, really working on our glutes. You're going to feel that movement a little bit more when you don't let your like your spine kind of relax. So we're not relaxing at the bottom. So I don't know if you can see the difference here, but I'm still holding everything. I'm not relaxed. I'm holding 3, 2, 1. So if we do that, if we really relax the body at the bottom, it kind of takes away from the movement. So we want to keep that engaged the whole time here. We got our other leg. 3, 2, 1. Finish strong. We got 2 more movements, including this one. If you're not sure if you're really using your glutes, always feel free to place your hand on your glute. Just make sure it's engaged, that it's flexing. We don't necessarily want to squeeze our glutes, but if we drive that heel into the ground and we focus on the heel drive, that's what's really going to help us activate those glutes, keep them engaged. Again, making sure at the bottom we are not losing that form. Oh man, I'm starting to get a little toasty. Great job. 3, 2, 1. Oh man, that was awesome. Way to go. Okay, we're gonna finish strong here. Last movement of the morning, and then we're gonna cool down. We're gonna be on our backs for our cool down as well. We're gonna stretch out our glutes and our back. 3, 2, 1. So tuck that pelvis, drive those hips up. Our opposite heel is driving in the ground, so that glute is engaged as the other heel, or sorry, as the other knee comes up. I promise I know the difference between my heel and my knee. This is getting tough. I know, I feel it too. My body is so tired from the heat, from my workouts, all of that. So we're pushing through. I'm pushing there right with you today. It's just not feeling really that easy today, but we got this. Now it's not the time to rest, but we got 3, 2, 1, and we are done for the day. That was a lot of glutes at the end. I underestimated that one, but y'all did awesome. Go ahead and grab a sip of water if you need it. And then we're gonna go ahead and be on our backs for our cool down. And oh man, my back is not feeling so hot after that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do some figure 4. So one ankle over the opposite knee. If that feels good, go ahead and stay there. Need a little extra tension. Let's go ahead and interlace those fingers either behind the knee or in front of the shin and pull that knee towards the chest. We're gonna slow our breath down into the nose. Exhaling, sighing away the tension. Wherever the tension is, just kind of breathe into it. By slowing that breath down, it's gonna help our mind kind of come down, our heart rate. We'll tap into our rest and digest, get ready to eat some breakfast. Go ahead and do one more breath here. And as we finish our exhale, we can gently bring that foot to the ground, and the other foot. And we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So we're gonna take the opposite ankle over the opposite knee. That tension feels good. You can press on that knee. Go ahead and stay there. Need a little extra tension. Let's go ahead and interlace those fingers either behind the knee or in front of the shin. And pull that knee towards our chest. Nice big deep breath. Relax into the ground. Let's go ahead and do one more breath here. And as we finish that exhale, we can gently bring that foot to the ground and then the other foot. And then feel free to take another second, keep laying on the ground, or if you're ready, you can gently roll over onto your side and return to a seated, kneeling, or standing position. That is going to be all the time we have for today's class. So like I said, make sure we are staying hydrated. So drinking lots of water before, during, after our workouts, really throughout the whole day. So we got a half of our body weight in ounces to a full ounce per body weight. So aiming for that today and tomorrow. Today's supposed to be a little bit hotter than it has been. So but thank you all for coming. Don't forget, starting this weekend, we are doing the 9/11 stair climb again. So you can walk 9.11K or run it. You can bike 9.11 miles, or you can do 110 steps on a stair stepper, step mill, vertical climber, walking uphill, anything like that. Feel free to come into the gym. We got 2 stair steppers, step mill, and a vertical climber, and treadmills. We got all of that. So feel free to come in here and do that. Stay out of the heat. We are raising money for the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. So you can donate via your cause. Our fundraisers up there. You can also find that information on SharePoint. So I'll be doing mine tomorrow, so you can help post my picture. So we'll start that off this weekend. But great job today. Stay hydrated, get lots of rest, and I'll see y'all next week.